Hey everyone, it's Talia here. Welcome back to another favorites video on my channel. A favorites video is my way of kind of summing up what my top products are out of everything that I've kind of been playing around with on my clients. So let's waste no time, let's jump in, let's start talking. I feel like I always start with like the boring stuff, so let's do that first. First thing that I want to talk about, which I actually don't even think is boring, Young Nails Rose Oil. I am legit obsessed with this stuff. So this is a cuticle oil, but it is a rose oil. So it has sunflower oil, essential rose oil, vitamin A, and vitamin E in it. This stuff smells amazing. You guys know how much I love floral, but maybe what you don't know, well, maybe you do since my daughter's name is it, but I love roses and I love how they smell. So having like a rose oil to put on your cuticles just makes me want to put cuticle oil on even more. I just have not had time to spend the appropriate amount of care that I need to on my cuticles, and this stuff has like revitalized them because one, I use it, and two, it works so well. You guys know how much I love the Light Elegance cuticle oil, but this one is kind of taking its place because it smells like roses. Okay, let's talk about a few brushes that have really been rocking my world lately. The first one that I want to talk to you about is actually not a brush, but this is the Ugly Duckling Duck Paddle. On one end you have a spatula or stirring stick, and then on the other end you have a little mini scoop. I don't use the scoop too much, but I am obsessed with this spatula. Now you can get like inexpensive ones off of eBay, off of Amazon, off of Wish. They are tiny, they are flimsy, they don't have a really big head on them. This head fits into gel bottles perfectly to give it a nice big stir. I actually want to get a second one of these to put at my filming desk because I've been using it the majority of the time for filming so that I can stir the pot before I share it with you guys. But I do use this at my desk as well, and every time I reach for it or every time that I need to stir something, I am excited to use it. I love that Ugly Duckling came out with this. So brushes, the first brush I want to talk to you guys about is the Egoista gel brush. There's a few reasons that I like this brush. I really like the head on this brush because it is smaller than the Ugly Duckling head, so I feel like I can get nice and close and tight to the cuticles with my clear gels. But it's actually a little bit narrower too, which I find works a little bit better for me lately. Second thing I love is it is aesthetically pleasing because it has the pearl base to it. I have not seen brushes with pearls in them before, and I love that. I think it looks pretty, but it also functions really well for me. That has become a favorite gel brush of mine lately. The next brush I want to talk to you guys about, I apologize if I have featured this in a favorites video before, but I love it that much that I have no problem talking to you guys about it again. This is the Simply Simmons number 6 brush, and you get this from Michaels. I love this brush. It is a little bit more narrow than the Light Elegance gel brush, but it is longer than the Light Elegance oval number 6 brush. What I use this brush for is actually applying my buttercreams. I find that because the tip is nice and narrow, I find that I'm able to get really close and tight to the cuticles. I also use this brush with like my gel paints such as Vetro or anything where I want to do like a one coat coverage, but I find it works the best with the buttercreams. And if I'm gonna do color on top, the buttercreams are my preferred method to use. I just like the formula and the consistency of them, and this brush works really well for applying them. Okay, the next brush that I want to talk to you guys about, I apologize because you cannot buy it individually yet. I hope that someday that you can. But this is the Light Elegance Selena Ryden Swirly Brush. So this is from her Selena Ryden brush kit. You can also get these brushes in, I think they were in both of her nail art kits as well. This brush has become a hands down staple brush in my collection. My main use that I use it for is surrounding Swarovski crystals with top gloss after I have applied top gloss and I want to seal them all in. I have also been using this brush for marble nails because I find it works really well for swirling different type of marble and gels together. And I also use this for hand painting too. I feel like this is such a versatile brush to add to your collection. There's so much you can do with it. Anybody that I've talked to about who really likes this brush, they all kind of use it a little bit differently. So there's so many different things that you can do with this brush, and I absolutely love it. Let's talk about nail art stuff right now. So first thing I want to share with you guys are some sponges that I found. These are the Joe Fresh sponges. I just picked these up at, I actually think I picked these up as shoppers, but the Joe Fresh brand is at like the Superstore, so I'm sure you can get them at Superstore too. But I just thought I would try these for chrome, and I'm really liking them. What I'm liking about these is how smooth the sponge is. I have tried a few from like the dollar store. I've tried some makeup applicators. I've tried a whole bunch of different methods to try and get like a perfect chrome finish. This is my favorite, but not only because it's so smooth, I love how big it is too. So what I find works really well if you're going to use chrome is I use one side of the corner here to rub the chrome all over the nails. Then after I have the chrome exactly where I want it, I will flip it over to a fresh side and just kind of rub it in a little bit more. I find that works really well for making it super shiny, but it also works well for covering the entire nail. I also like the little round corner on it too, because I find this is like the perfect size to get nice and tight to the cuticles without getting all over the cuticles. Okay, let us talk about nail stamping products. I think everything that I'm going to share with you is from Clear Jelly Stamper. You guys know I am obsessed with Clear Jelly Stamper. I hardly reach for like anything else. The first thing that I want to share with you is their new double-ended stamping tool. I love this. I am a huge fan of the Big Bling Stamper. I think that it works really well. It looks really pretty, functions great, is an excellent size for covering the entire nails, the perfect like squishiness for covering the entire nails. But it can be a little bit difficult to use if you want to do some more of that precision stamping. I really like this one because there's a medium-sized head on the one side. If you have a client that has like a medium-sized nail, it works really well. But I do really like the tiny side on the other end for getting nice and close and getting the design on perfectly. Is the Clear Jelly Stamper stamping mat. This was something that I had added to my collection quite a few months ago, and it wasn't until I incorporated my desk vacuum system where I actually busted this thing out and was using it a ton. Because I have that vent right on top of it now, I needed something to kind of cover that up and protect it when I was stamping. I actually use this when I apply Swarovski crystals too. That way my crystals don't fall down the vent if I spill any of them. But this works really well for a few different reasons. It's super sticky, so I do have to give it a good clean every once in a while if I have excess dust on my desk at all, because it doesn't stick down if it's covered in dust. But it cleans really well. I also really like the size of it. It fits perfectly in front of my armrest on my desk, and it just functions really well. Some of my favorite stamping polishes that I have been reaching for a lot lately, two metallics specifically. First one is, I'm not sure the number of this one. This is my collaboration stamping polish. This is Sweet Baby Rose. It is a beautiful metallic rose gold pink type of stamping polish. And I have been loving this for floral nails. I actually have been combining it with another stamping polish. This is number 15, which is a beautiful light gray. And these two colors paired together with white for floral nails looks stunning. I did this combination when I did my nails for Oregon, and I absolutely loved it. I recreated that specific floral pattern on so many of my clients. They really liked it as well. The next polish that I'm really liking is number 51, and it is their gold stamping polish. They have a few different gold stamping polishes, but this one is more of that bronzy champagne type of gold that you will reach for a lot more than say the yellowy golds. It is the perfect gold finish. 3 plates from Clear Jelly that have been like my go-tos lately. The first one is called Peacock's Garden. I have featured this in at least one video, watch me work video, maybe more than that. The reason that I really like this stamping plate and I reach for it a little more than my Roses Floral Garden plate is because I really like the roses on the side because they are only 2 images. They are a lot easier to use than say trying to line up 3 different images, and they look really good with just having the 2 images as well. I really like the leaves on this plate too. So if I'm ever using my Roses Floral Garden plate, I will either gravitate towards the leaves on that plate, and I sometimes will grab the ones on these ones because I really like the leaves on this too. This is a very versatile plate, really good for spring. There's butterfly images on it, rose images, different floral images on it. There's a lot you can do with this, and I've been reaching for it a ton lately. The next plate I want to talk to you guys about is called Sweet Swirls. You guys know I am a floral swirl damask type of stamping girl, and this swirl plate is super versatile. I actually, the very first time I saw it, I was like, I do not know how you use that plate. And if you go to the Clear Jelly Stamper website, they now have examples of how to use each of the plate right beside the images as well. That'll give you some ideas of how to use it. So I didn't know that you were supposed to layer this one image right over top of it. And when I did that on a client, I loved the effect. It looks so cool. It adds a lot of depth and dimension to the nails, and I think it's really neat. I think I'll have to use this plate in a Watch Me Work so I can give you guys some examples of how to use it, but I've been reaching for it a ton. Swirl plates are great for any time of the year. They go with any sort of color, any sort of design. I use it a ton. The next plate that I've been reaching for a lot is called Ornamental Flourish. I think like basically all of my clients have had this plate. I really like the intricacy of this specific plate. I feel like, again, it's a versatile plate. You can use it for so many different designs. I used it in combination with like green, purples, and gold, and it was stunning. It was so bold. If you use gold as the outline in combination with black, oh, it looks so pretty. And I've seen some really fun nail art designs done with this that Clear Jelly has shared on their social media as well. So definitely make sure you check out their social media so you can see some fun examples of how to use these plates as well as all the other ones that they offer. Sticking with nail art, I want to talk to you guys about a premium pretty from Light Elegance that I have legit become obsessed with. This one is called Ice. It is their Ice Premium Pretty. And what I like about this one is I have been using the Glitter Heaven White Magic and Pink and Purple Magic for a long time. I really like them. I've featured them in favorites videos before. But what they do to the nails is the White Magic and the Pink and Purple Magic, they add almost like an iridescent look to it. They add a little bit of a color to the nails when you use them as like a chrome. The Ice Pretty adds like a pearl finish. It doesn't add a color specifically to the nails. It doesn't do anything to mask the color or change the color at all. It just makes it look like a beautiful pearl finish. So as much as I love White Magic and I love Pink and Purple Magic, I like that this one doesn't change the color of the product that you're using it over top of. It just adds a beautiful pearl finish to it. I've been using this a ton. Anytime I put it on my clients' nails, they love this too. So speaking of Glitter Heaven, two glitters that have just been like hands down staples in my collection, never want to be without. One is called Caramel Latte. In my personal opinion, you guys know that I am quite picky about my rose gold, and when I think of rose gold, I think of rose gold hardware that you would have on your purse. And I have been on the hunt for a rose gold chunky glitter that matches rose gold hardware that I can add into my glitter gels. So Bonnie had come out with a mix that was called Antiqued Pink, I believe. And when I got that one into my collection, I looked at it and I saw the rose gold glitters that were in it, and I was like, Bonnie, can you make this just as its like own glitter so that I can put it into my rose gold glitter gels? That is what she did, and this is Caramel Latte as a result. I use this a ton. Anytime I use rose gold glitter gels now, you can guarantee that this will be tossed into it as well. You guys know that I love adding chunky glitters to my already existing glitter gels because I feel like it gives them a lot more dimension once you get that clear coat on it. Okay, so then the second glitter that I have become obsessed with from Glitter Heaven is the same one from Antiqued Pink. Bonnie made a separate one, but she took the pink out of that and she separated it and created a mix with different size glitters. The reason that I like this is I feel like it's like a rose type of pink glitter, and I don't have anything that is just one solid color that is like this in my collection. This glitter actually pairs really nicely with another favorites of mine, and this one, I apologize you guys because this is old and I hope that you can get it still. This is Light Elegance's Salmon. And Salmon is a gorgeous rosy pink type of glitter gel. If my clients want like nude pink type of nails and they want some glitter to go with it, this is the color that I'm going to gravitate towards. And I'm glad that I have a loose glitter that pairs really nicely with it too. So these two in combination together have definitely been a favorites of mine lately. Speaking of that, let's just keep rolling and talk about some more glitters and color gels. So Light Elegance released this one, which is called Twinkle Toes. And when I was filming my review video on this, I remember saying that this would be a really great glitter fade color. Light Elegance had a solid dark glitter that would match it perfectly. And that is what this is. This is called After Midnight. And After Midnight is a beautiful dark purple black type of chunky glitter gel. And then I will put this right at the free edge, fade it down the nail a little bit, and then pop on some Twinkle Toes right on top of it and transition that to the natural nail at the cuticle. I think that combination has been working beautifully. I have actually done this combination on a few of my clients, which is saying something because I have such limited clientele that if I'm gonna do a look or a design more than once, you know that I'm really liking it and that my clients are really liking that look. Two colors that are standouts to me. Pop, Lock, and Drop is amazing. It is an amazing pink. So the way that these colors transpired is they came out with Pinking Happy Thoughts. Then they came out with Pop Rockin' Pink. And then the next year, so this year, they came out with Pop Lock and Drop It. Or I keep saying drop it, it's not drop it, it's drop. And I remember when Pinking Happy Thoughts came out, I was like, this is my favorite pink ever. Then they came out with Pop Rockin' Pink, and I was like, this is my favorite pink ever. Then they came out with this one, and yes, this is my favorite pink ever. Pinking Happy Thoughts is legit a neon pink. Pop Rockin' Pink is what I thought was a Barbie pink until they came out with Pop Lock and Drop. This is a Barbie pink. So if your clients are wanting that like bright Barbie pink but they don't want a neon, this would be a good one to gravitate towards. And if I ever line up like all three of them, most of my clients will pick this one, and I have been using this on a ton of clients lately. The next favorite color, this is not going to come as a surprise to like any of you. This is Hold Me Closer. If you watched my recent nude floral nails that I did on my mom, we busted this out. We put this on her. My mom is not a nude nail girl. And when we put this on her, we were like, this is your nude. And she even said to me, you have to make sure you have that color in your collection all the time because that is my color. Not that we're going to do it on her all the time, but it's definitely a color for her. So my mom has a lot of like yellow undertones to her skin, so putting her in like yellows or corals, like blush pinks, they're just not her color. I have tried. You guys know that I'm about those shades. I love them, so I have tried to put her in them and it just doesn't work for her skin tone. So finding a nude that is a really nice mauve pink type of nude that works for her skin tone was amazing. I just hope we can find some like clothing for her, because some clothing in this color would look amazing on her. So if you have girls that don't like neutral gels, I would definitely bring this in and see if they gravitate towards this, because you can incorporate this into so many different designs. These products are game changing. These are the Ugly Duckling Schmeltits, and these are in white and black. And I used these recently to do marbled stone nails, and I did the easiest marbled stone nails of my life with these products. I do have a video up showing you guys how I did it. That video is interesting because I got a lot of interesting feedback on that video, and I was so excited to share that technique with you guys, and I got a lot of people that were like, this looks gross, I don't like it, but I loved the effect. So that was really interesting to see that feedback, because it was if you have been struggling with doing marble nails, you should get these and try that technique. Maybe just do it a little less messy than I did it and you'll really like it. And they also came out with a clear one, which I cannot wait to get my hands on, because I feel like black and white, you're a little limited with the designs that you can do if you want to do that like melting type of look. But if you get the clear one, you can incorporate it into like any different color. And that was actually a frequently asked question on that video, is if you could do the same technique with other color gels. And yes, you can. I used the black in combination with Light Elegance's white swimsuit, and it actually did a really interesting effect, because the pearl of white swimsuit, it almost bled onto the black and it looked really, really neat. You want the schmelted idea of these colors, because that is what is going to give you that gradient blending effect. So I think that if you are going to try the technique that I showed you guys in that video, I encourage you to try it with just your gel paints, just your gel polishes, just your color gels, and see how it works. But I think you're going to want to incorporate at least one of these colors into whatever design you do, because that's what gives like the melting look to it. So are the On Vogue Neons. Hello, these are amazing. Okay, so a couple of my struggles with neon color gels that I've tried in the past. One, most of them fade. So by the time my clients come in for their fills, the colors have faded and they don't quite look as bright and neon as they used to be. And that is due to just the pigment of the gels that I have tried previously. These don't fade. That was my one thing that I was going to look for, is to test out whether or not these faded. They do not fade. They stay neon, super bright until your client comes in for the fill. Absolutely love that about them. I love the consistency of these because they are a runny gel, which is a double-edged sword. Some people struggle with more runny gels. Some people prefer them. I definitely think that you could use these embedded, which is how I use them, but you could use them as color on top too because of the consistency of them. They marble so well together. I did a marble design on one of my clients and we were both like stunned how beautiful it looked. And again, it didn't fade when she came back in. So if you were looking for some good neon color gels, I encourage you to give these On Vogue ones a try. And with summer coming up now, festival nails, that sort of thing, neons are going to be really big for summer, and I definitely want wanted to share like a good neon collection with you guys. So the very last like gel product that I want to share with you guys before we start talking about some more random stuff is these Egoista gels, and I will have some more like product feature videos coming up on these soon, but specifically I wanted to talk to you guys about their Cover Pinks. They have 3 of them that I have in my collection here. They have Tender Rose, they have Elegant Rose, and then they have this one called Admiration, which I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a cover pink, but I used it as a cover pink on my nails and I loved it. I was going through a phase where I was really into those like see-through pink nude type of nails, and these 3 products will give you that with just different shade variations. So the Admiration one, the reason that I really liked that one is because it has a little bit more pigment to it. It wasn't as quite transparent as the Tender Rose and the Elegant Rose were. If you're looking for some really good rosy pink cover gels, whether to do them as a full nail, whether to use them in combination with a French nail, to use them with art, I definitely want to encourage you guys to give these a look. These are also a soak-off UV gel system. They're not LED gels. Okay, let's talk about background props. We're moving into the more random side of the video now. First background prop that I'm loving is this floral like tile. I picked this up at Michael's. I featured this in my studio decor shopping video, and I have been using this a ton, not only for background props of like when I'm taking nail photos, but also for background props when I'm showing you guys new products on my Insta stories, or when I'm showing you guys new products like in videos. I love that this is a full white background. It's working really well. I've been resting my clients' hands a little floating on top so that the background fades a little bit when I'm taking pictures, and that's been working really well too. I have definitely been like more of a minimalist background prop girl lately. So one of the things that I have been incorporating into my background props or for my clients is this giant crystal. I picked this giant crystal up at Pier 1. I don't even know what I went in there for. And I saw this, and what stood out to me about it is how giant it is. You can find crystals that look like this at Michael's, you can find them at the dollar store, but I've never seen one that was this big before. I really liked that this was so big because when you rest your client's hands on it, it takes up the entire surface area of their hands versus the other ones that I was looking at previously, because it doesn't do that. It's been working really good for a background prop for my clients' nails. So an organization tool that I have really been liking, and I'm glad that I incorporated it into my organization system in my nail studio, is this Impressions Vanity palette and blush organizer. I actually found this at Winners. I think they have it still on the Impressions Vanity website, but definitely check out like your Winners, your HomeSense, because I've seen a lot of Impressions Vanity stuff there. It works really well sitting in the drawer right to my right of me to separate all the brushes that I use on my clients on a daily basis. I like how it separates the brushes into these separate categories. I also really like that I can keep all of my brushes organized nice in my drawer as opposed to being out, especially because I'm like anti things out in my nail studio now, but also because when you're working with gel brushes and you have windows or UV lights penetrating in your nail studio, you can cure your brushes. It also protects them from any dust that might be falling out when I'm filing on my nails, on my clients' nails as well. But this is the very last thing that I want to share with you guys. It is this wallflower from Bath & Body Works. I saw this wallflower when I was shopping for wallflowers for the rest of my house, and at first, because it is like a dual wallflower, I was really turned off by it, but at the same time, it's so sparkly, it's so pretty, it matches my studio decor so nicely that I decided to grab it and give it a try. So the dual wallflowers actually alternate between the different fragrances. So currently I have a rose fragrance and I also have a lilac fragrance in it. Depending on which fragrance it is on at the time will depend on what my nail studio smells like. I'm really liking the dual smells, and at first I thought that if you had the 2 different smells, it would kind of tie them together and make it like this really gross smelling one, but that is not what it does. It alternates between them, and I think it looks really pretty. I have it on my floral wall here, that way when my clients come in, they can see it. And these wallflowers, if you've never tried wallflowers, they last for about a month typically, which is really great, and I love how it looks. So that was all of my current favorites, you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. What are your current nail favorites? Whether it is organizational items, nail art pieces, studio items, comment below and let me know. I'm super curious to hear what your guys' are. Make sure you follow me on all my social media, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!